Hello Cello, I'm Chris Wilson, and in this video we'll cover connecting to a Cello node using DataHub. So we're going to need to go to learn.figment.io, which I assume you already know how to get there. Then we're going to set up a DataHub account. I've already done that, so it just goes straight there. We're going to click on the protocols, Cello. Then we're going to scroll down here. This is going to be a very important page for us. And we're going to start with the very first tutorial. Connect to a Cello node with DataHub. It'll say start if you haven't gone to it before. If so, just click. And also note, if you hit verify and you haven't done it yet, this is what will show. It's a way of confirming that we have actually done the lesson properly. So once we go here, we click on that. Now we're going to come to the very first lesson. Now, in order to complete this lesson, we're going to need a couple things. One of them being Node.js. The version that works the best is 12.16.0. Other than that, you can use the version 10 or higher. So we're also going to need Visual Studio Code, and you can download that here. If you use a different editor, that's fine. That's just the one I use. Cello is an open platform that makes financial tools accessible to anyone with a cell phone, and there are two tools that are especially useful when it comes to developing dApps. The first being the Contract Kit, which is a Node.js package that makes it easy to interact with Cello and core Cello smart contracts, as well as custom ones built by the community. The second is the dApp Kit, which is yet another package that comes with a set of useful methods for interacting with the Cello wallet with React Native using Expo framework. For simplicity, we're going to be creating a Node.js application and not a React Native mobile app. So let's get started with that. First, we're going to want to make a folder where our project will live. Now, when you make this folder, don't use any capitalizations and make it all one word. Otherwise, you'll run into issues. So I'm going to name mine, I broke my first rule there. We're going to go Figment Cello. And that's where my project is going to be. So let's go ahead and open Visual Studio Code. And we're going to connect to that folder. And then we're going to check what version node we have. So here's how we connect. Open folder. My folder is on the desktop. Select folder. All right. I'm going to close that. We're going to open terminal because I will be needing this. And let's go ahead and grab that code. So here is how we're going to check our node version. You can click right here and copy it. Come over to here and right click, hit enter. And there's our version. I have the latest version. So let's continue with the next step. We're going to create a directory where we will initialize the new Node.js project. We can do this with the following command. Here we go. Right click and boom, it was successful. If you do get an error here, it's usually based on the file name not being right. Like I said, capitalizations or spaces. So we'll see the new file in the JSON package. So we're going to leave that right now. Let's go ahead and see if, just make sure we got that. Awesome. Next, we're going to install the packages. So in that same, let's go ahead and copy this guy. Right clicky, enter. And we are downloading. Now while this is downloading, I'll also say use Chrome. Don't use Brave. Brave kind of breaks things sometimes. And you won't be able to, your IP will be hidden and stuff. I normally use Brave, but not for stuff like this. There we go. Now that that's done, that package is in, we need the next package. All right, if you do get an error on this section, we can go right here and we have solutions. So if there's what the error looks like, you're going to want to get the package lock here and run the np install. You can do that with this command. Next up, we'll be creating a .env file that will hold all of our sensitive data. So let's do that now. We're going to open this up. We're going to go create file .get ignore, and in there .env, and enter. Now, when it has a white dot like that up in the right corner, that means that file is not saved and it's not really going to be doing anything. So if I tried to do anything with this, it wouldn't work. So we're going to hit Control S, and now it has been saved. Next up, we're going to create a .env file. And then in this .environment file, we're going to take this code here. I'm going to copy this, and I have a notepad open. I'm going to paste in the notepad. Now over here is the important part. This is where we need to put our API key. We can delete these we don't need the carets, but we do need this trailing slash here. So that slash has to be at the end. So what we're going to do is come back over here to our data hub, and we're going to copy this API. And remember, this is sensitive information, and we don't want that going anywhere. Just going to paste that in there. There we go. And then we're going to copy this whole guy right here and put it in here. All right. So now we're going to connect to the Celo network. Now that we have our privacy private and protected, now we can connect. So we're going to start with, I'm just going to go ahead and copy this whole code here, and then we're going to create a connect.js file. Oh, I forgot to save that. See, it happens. So if you ever have a problem, make sure that those are saved. All right, and we are doing connect.js, and inside here we're going to go ahead and paste that code, and then we're going to save it. Now let's break down the code a bit first. Here we have to import the Celo contract kit web3 in order for all this to work. We notice that in the first 2 lines of the code. And then we have process environmental rest URL. That's the environmental variable that is loaded from the environmental file using this line of code. As you remember, we don't want any hardcore sensitive data inside of our app, but rather use the .env file, which is not committed to the Git repository because of the git ignore. So let's see if we have done everything right. Let's connect what we've made. Woot woot. All right, so this is exactly what you're going to want to see if it is correct. So let's go make sure that we have actually done this right. We're going to go back to Data Hub and click Verify. Boom! Tutorial 1 has been completed. Congratulations! You've successfully created a Node.js application that can connect to the Celo node. In conclusion, you've learned how to use the contract kit package in Data Hub to connect to a Celo node. You also had a chance to run 2 simple queries to test the connection. If you had any difficulties following this tutorial, or simply want to discuss Celo and Data Hub tech with us, you can join our Discord today, link down below. I look forward to seeing you guys there, and happy building.